Hey guys, this is Andrew with MyWatchAddiction.com bringing you another unboxing video. If you saw my previous video, you know I received 2 boxes in this week that were the exact same shape, exact same size, and both from WatchGang. First one I opened, WatchGang Black subscription watch replacement for November 2017, which means that this little guy is going to be a wheel spin watch that I won from spinning the wheel on Black Friday, right after Thanksgiving, November 2017. Right up top there, if you look, you'll see a link to those live wheel spins. Before we get started though, guys, can you do me a favor? Down there in the right-hand corner of the screen is that subscribe button. Go ahead and smash that little guy so you can follow me out into the future. Now, let's get this guy open and see which watch this actually is. If you remember, I won a Heritor Pytheas, however the fuck you pronounce it, and a, shit, what was the other one? It was Vostok, was the other one I won. So, looking at this looks like it is going to be the Heritor that I won from my, I believe it was my Tier 2 wheel spin that I won this guy. So this is the Heritor Pytheas Model number HR2101. Now, the model numbers with the Heritors denote the color combinations that you received, but this is a Pytheas model. It says 316L stainless steel with a 22 joule automatic movement, giving you roughly 42 hours of power reserve. On the back of this watch, you do see that it has the open case back so that you can see the automatic movement in the back there, which is kind of neat. The dial on this is almost like a scalloped, scallop's probably not the good word, but there's a texture to the dial on this which makes it pretty sharp. They call it actually a carbon fiber patterned dial. Now, compared to the blacklist watches that I've had in the past and a couple that are coming in the future, carbon fiber looks completely different than this. But it is just a textured pattern, which is kind of sharp. They call this an observation case back, but everybody calls them something different. I call it an open case display back. Doesn't really matter. These guys do utilize a sapphire coated mineral crystal. Backing up for a second though, the 22 joule automatic movement with the 42-hour power reserve has an estimation of an average gain or loss rate of 45 seconds per day. Now, that's, in the grand scheme of things, that's not all that great, but for the price of the watch, and as I've mentioned, I think numerous times in the past, these watches just sit in a watch box anyway, so 9 times out of 10 when I go to wear them, I have to set them, so accuracy on some of these really doesn't matter to me just because of how I personally use the watches. This does have a unidirectional bezel, which I can't seem to turn for whatever reason. And, yep. So, the funny part is it does say it has a unidirectional bezel, but mine does not turn. So, I don't know where to go with that one. That really doesn't matter to me. I never use the bezels, but again, for the price, what do you expect? The lume on this I'm hoping is relatively good with those indices as well as the super lume. The case diameter for this watch is 41 millimeters with a 20 ATM water resistance. Whether or not that's valid 20 ATM, I'm not sure. Case thickness on this watch is 14 millimeters at the center. So 14 millimeter case thickness, which is pretty good for a dress watch. The clasp for this watch is a push button deployment clasp, snaps down, and it does have micro adjustments in the band clasp. The band itself is all stainless steel, pretty sharp. It's not a huge band, it's only a 20 millimeter band versus some of the others that I have. Taking a closer look at the value on this watch that I received from my wheel spin, Heritor themselves has a retail price of $1,500 for this watch. Now, I've seen enough Heritors around and had enough in my life to know that there's no way at all that these watches are worth $1,500. They're playing the MSRP markup game for these watches, so just be cognizant of that. If you take a look around, or if I take a look around, I should say, at what this watch is actually selling for right now, I'll post up a link in the description, but right now on JumaShop, these are on sale for $187.65. Jumping over to Newegg, Newegg actually has this watch available also for $512. I can tell you, I would not sell this watch for $512. I'm sorry, I would sell it for that. I would not buy it for that. We'll put it that way. Amazon has this watch as well listed for $271.96. This watch is even listed at Sears.com for $512. Lastly, jumping over to eBay, which is going to give us a more accurate representation, I think, of the value or the price on these watches. Right now you can pick up these Heritor Pytheas watches, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, it is what it is, for roughly $125. So I would say if you could pick up one of these Heritor watches for anywhere from $80 to $100, you're probably going to be in good shape. They're a sharp watch. The build quality isn't horrible on them, minus the non-rotating bezel on mine. They are a mass-produced watch, but I would consider them a decent-looking fashion watch, in my opinion. Alright guys, so that was the Heritor Automatic that I received from my WatchGang Wheel of Watches wheel spin on Black Friday 2017. All in all, I think it's a decent little watch. If you wait for a few seconds here, I'll post up some close-up pictures in the end so you guys can get a better look at it. But for the price, for what they're worth, what they're selling for, you know, they're really not that bad. I've had a few Heritors now and haven't had pretty much any problems with them. I know a few people have had quality control issues with them, but I thankfully haven't experienced that. Anyway guys, thank you very much. Stick around, definitely hit that subscribe button so you're notified when I post new videos. Right now I'm averaging 3 to 4 a week, just because we've got so many watches to get through and so many coming up. If you have any questions, guys, you can always hit me up at mywatchaddiction.com. You could also follow us on Instagram at instagram.com/watchaddiction.us. Anyway guys, thanks and have a great week.